My name is Ann Bergen. Welcome to part 3 of this series of talks where I share my own rather painful college experience. Of course, it was a very long time ago, but the pain and memories still linger. But also, I want to share my guilt as a lifelong educator who was part of a profession that did not and continues to not do enough to prepare you for the world that awaits you once you leave home and begin the path to adulthood. Life is often tough, and you need some pretty powerful tools to navigate. So here, now let me think of a corny metaphor. I'm good at corny metaphors. It's like we're asking you to climb Mount Everest and giving you sneakers and a sweatshirt, while asking you to carry a backpack filled with rocks, that being the baggage of painful emotions that weigh down body and soul. We make school a competitive race. The price of getting to the finish line is too often paralyzing stress, anxiety, and depression. The goal too often becomes getting A's and awards, not on helping you discover your own talents, gifts, so you can choose your own mountain to climb. And it's about us not helping you understand how negative emotions like fear, guilt, and shame can keep you safely in base camp, trapped in a warm, safe cage, a cage made out of fear. I hope I can make it up to you and maybe offer a few words of wisdom. It's one of only the few benefits of aging. Some tools that will help you begin to develop that inner strength, that core of courage and grit that will give you the strength to slowly open that cage door and venture out into the future you deserve. So as usual, I'm going to say 5 things, start off with 5 things I wish I knew back then. And the first, I think I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. I thought I was all alone in my feelings of sadness, loneliness, and despair. You might think you're all alone too. But all you have to do is look around and watch how people are using alcohol. You may hear, "Let's get wasted, let's party." What you don't hear is what's going on inside. I'm afraid to be myself. I'm socially awkward. I can temporarily get rid of my inhibitions. I can run from my true self. It's a great coping strategy at first, except for the sometimes awful, irresponsible choices that are made. And then you have maybe the possible throwing up. You have the risk of sexual assault, and unfortunately for some, a lifetime of addiction. If you aren't using it as a coping strategy yourself, just stand back a while and smile a bit to know what's really going on. And if you're using it, alcohol, as a coping strategy, at least you now understand why. And maybe you could make a different choice. But that's up to you, how you use this information. It's a choice you get to make. All right, 2. I wish I knew that putting structures and routines in place would have eased my anxiety. It would have given me much more of a sense of control. But I wish that I had simply been taught how to do it. We were never told how to structure time, to manage time effectively. We were just expected intuitively to know how to do all of that. So here I was blaming myself all the time that I didn't know how to do any of this stuff. Well, we actually had never been taught that skill. 3, I really wish that I could have known that I would never be happy until I started tending to my own soul. How important it was that I took care of myself. 4, I wish I had known that all those negative emotions that were flying around me, they weren't me, they were just thoughts. But within me, within all of us, is a center of wisdom, kindness, and love. I just didn't know how to access it. I thought I was just a total of all of those thoughts. And 5, I'm going to keep saying this, I wish I knew I had a right to be happy, that pain was temporary, and it was an act of courage to reach out for help. I just wish I had done that sooner. It would have made my life much more pleasurable. All right, 5 things you can do today. First of all, start off by reminding yourself right away that you've already taken some big steps toward growth and building resilience and pride. You've created a schedule on which you've put due dates, class times, a 2-hour study, homework block, and an exercise block. You've also found a place to work every day, a nice quiet place to go every day to do your studying. Also, you've created a journal. That's another step in which I hope you've written, "It's not my fault, and I can do hard things." Now today, I'm going to add one more thing to your list of coping strategies. Just one more thing. It's about learning how to quiet those negative, distracting, undermining thoughts. It means stopping them and sitting in silence. It is how you access that source of inner strength and wisdom. But the good news is there are tools online to help you with this. There are guided meditation apps that can be downloaded. One free one many people use is called Insight Timer, and it offers so many soothing exercises to help calm your soul and spirit. So today, just research it, just find one, just check it out, that's all, just a starting point. See what's out there. I promise you it will really, really be helpful for you. 3, now today just make sure that you just do one small physical activity during your exercise block. Maybe it's take a walk, do some sit-ups, lift some light weights, go to the gym. Just even as little as 5 minutes. As they say, as Nike says, just do it. And in your journal today, that's number 4, in your journal today, just jot down all the things you did to get control of your emotions and your life. For example, you can jot down, I went to the library. I worked on a project that was due. I researched a meditation app. I went for a walk. Or maybe even it was just, I held my head up high when I walked across campus, saying to myself, it's not my fault. I deserve happiness, and I will have the courage to work for it. And 5, this is most important, keep reminding yourself, I know there are people out there to help support me if I feel too overwhelmed. I just have to be brave enough to reach out. I have to remember my pain is temporary. It is not a sign of weakness. And finally, I leave you today with another quote. It is about mountains. Apparently, I am really doing a lot of mountain quotes today, but here it is. One day, the mountain that is in front of you will be so far behind you, it will barely be visible in the distance. But the person you become in learning to get over it, that will stay with you forever. And that is the point of the mountain. And so remember, you can do this, you can do hard things. Until next time.